Interesting photos. Roman Harbour of Cosa. Roman Harbour of Cosa is an ancient Roman harbour on the coast of Tuscany, Italy. Built in the 3rd century BC for military and trade purposes. According to research, the structure was made from Roman concrete that reacts with seawater and hardens over time, allowing the harbour to survive for over 2,000 years. Wuppertaler Schwebebahn suspended train. The Wuppertal Schwebebahn is the oldest suspended monorail in the world, operating in Wuppertal, Germany. Built in 1901 by Eugen Langen, it has a 13.3 km track floating above the Wupper River and the city. Its red carriage was once ridden by Emperor Wilhelm II during a test in 1900. Today, the monorail still operates and stands as a symbol of engineering innovation and transport history in Germany. Flavian Amphitheatre. The Colosseum, also known as the Flavian Amphitheatre, is an iconic building located in central Rome, Italy. Built between 72 to 80 AD by Emperors Vespasian and Titus, the Colosseum served as a public entertainment center, including gladiator fights, wild animal hunts, and for a short time, mock naval battles. With a capacity of up to 80,000, it demonstrates the sophistication of ancient Roman engineering, including underground lifts for animals and complex stage decorations. Trollstrup Men's Clothing Store. This photo captures a legendary marketing stunt by Christian Trollstrup in 1936, the owner of a men's clothing store in Copenhagen, Denmark, who hung hundreds of suits and coats across the facade of his 5-story building to attract attention and sell the surplus coats. The stunt became a major public spectacle, with all coats sold even before the police asked Trollstrup to take them down. The store, originally opened in 1908, is still run by the family at a different location in Copenhagen, making it a classic example of creative and successful marketing. The Thousand Eye Bridge of Poyang Lake. A stone bridge around 400 years old from the Ming Dynasty has re-emerged from the bottom of Poyang Lake after water levels dropped due to severe drought and very low rainfall. The bridge is located in Poyang Lake, the largest freshwater lake in China, which has long played an important role in water transportation and trade. Structurally, the bridge stretches for approximately 2,900 meters and is known as the Thousand Eye Bridge because of the many openings or arches along its length. These openings were designed to allow water to flow freely when lake levels rose, reducing pressure from strong currents, while also serving as a main crossing route for pedestrians and traders in the past. Winchester Cathedral. Winchester Cathedral once stood on the brink of collapse in the early 1900s as the building slowly sank into the peat and clay beneath it. Its shallow foundation sat below the groundwater level, making the structure of one of Northern Europe's largest Gothic cathedrals increasingly unstable. Between 1906 and 1911, a diver named William Walker was hired to work beneath the cathedral in complete darkness, submerged in water up to a depth of around 6 meters. Over several years, Walker reinforced the foundations using more than 25,800 bags of concrete, 114,900 concrete blocks, and around 900,000 bricks, a rescue effort that ultimately saved the cathedral from destruction. Today, a statue of a diver stands inside Winchester Cathedral, honoring William Walker for his role in preserving this historic structure. Palace of Electricity, Paris 1900. The Palace of Electricity was built as one of the main landmarks of the 1900 Paris World's Fair, at a time when electricity symbolized progress and the future. The building was designed by French architect Eugene Henard and constructed on a monumental scale, stretching approximately 420 meters in length and about 60 meters in width. Visually, the Palace of Electricity was often described as resembling a giant peacock spreading its tail, with an ornate facade enhanced by dramatic electric lighting at night. Despite its grand appearance, the structure was temporary and made from a lightweight material called staff, a mixture of plaster and straw, allowing it to be quickly built and dismantled after the exhibition ended. Pan American Exposition 1901. Besides the Palace of Electricity in Paris in 1900, the United States also hosted a similar World's Fair known as the Pan American Exposition of 1901. It was held in Buffalo, New York, and showcased technological and cultural progress across the Americas. The exposition promoted Pan-Americanism with a strong focus on electrical innovation. Hydroelectric power from Niagara Falls lit the entire site, earning it the nickname City of Light. The fair covered around 350 acres and featured the electric tower, standing about 119 meters tall. At night, the tower served as the visual centerpiece of the exposition. Most of the buildings were temporary and dismantled after the event ended. Today, the Buffalo History Museum remains as the only permanent structure from the exposition. Japanese Type D midget submarines. This image shows Japanese Type D midget submarines in a dry dock at Kure Naval Base after World War II. It was taken shortly after Japan's surrender in August 1945. These submarines belonged to the Type D class, also known as Koryu or Kairyu. They were developed by the Imperial Japanese Navy during the final stage of the war. Type D midget submarines were designed for coastal defense and harbor attacks. They were also intended for sacrifice missions against approaching Allied forces. Japan planned to produce more than 750 units, but only around 200 were completed before the war ended, and none were deployed in combat. Tango-class submarine B-307. The Tango-class diesel-electric submarine B-307 is now displayed as a museum at the Avtovaz Technical Museum in Tolyatti, Russia. The submarine was commissioned in 1980 and decommissioned in 2002. B-307 belongs to the Tango class, also known as Project 641B SOM, a long-range attack submarine from the Soviet era. This type was considered a reliable diesel-electric submarine during its time. The approximately 90-meter-long submarine was fully lifted onto land to become a museum. B-307 is one of only 3 Tango-class submarines preserved in their entirety. The transfer from St. Petersburg to Tolyatti involved towing it along rivers for about 1,400 miles and dragging it over land. This was one of the largest and most challenging submarine transport projects in Russian history. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to support this channel. See you in the next video.